Now, the upcoming anime movie Burn the Witch is on its way, but we actually get to see a manga adaptation of the movie, which it only came out in 4 chapters. So the creator of Bleach decided to make a 4 manga chapters. So we actually get to see the adaptation. And here is the first chapter of Burn the Witch, which we actually see a young girl actually talking about fairy tales are not what it used to be, which we see her being hassled by guys, as which we seen her actually dodging them. Then she actually pulled out a coin, which revealed a secret passageway where she actually fall in it, and the guys cannot actually find her. In which we actually saw our protagonists, Noel and Ninny, which they actually trying to chase a reindeer, but they actually saw the reindeer trying to use this magic in which it'll attract a creature, which Noel using spell 31 blue spark on the creature, in which she actually been pushed back, in which she and the reindeer were about to go off course, but Needy using spell 44 flash bumper to catch them, in which they actually knew they actually got the job done. But they actually agreed to stop calling each other by their first names, in which we actually see the story of how dragons are not mythical creatures as it said they were. But they actually knew that in London, by the age of 72% of all deaths, that actually means that the creatures are actually known as dragons, which is why London's coat of arms is displays a pair of dragons in his midst. So to actually put in words, the dragons have caused a rampage all over the land. So they actually became harmful for humans, in which they actually knew they were actually trying to find ways to maintain their behavior. So the people who live in front London cannot actually attack the creatures. But for those who actually live in a place called Reverse London, they actually have the ability to do that, in which they actually have a place where people can use their powers to control the dragon population and using their abilities like witches, wizards, and warlocks, called the Reverse London Natural Dragon Management Agency, which is called Wingbind HQ, which of course we actually knew that Noel and Nidhi are members there, which of course they actually work there as top agents or agent. Well, Nidhi is the senior and Noel is actually the first wing. But they actually knew something is wrong, which of course it happens to be Balgo, who actually have a crush on Noel, which he's try to calm down a creature named Osushi, but we actually knew that he actually had the appearance of Ichigo, but he's a human, and Usushi is a dragon canine. So the ex-chief is actually trying to get them to try to watch over Balgo, but we actually knew that he's kind of how I supposed to say this, a comedy character, which of course we actually knew that the ex chief actually will get them approved for overtime and bonus achievements. So they actually will do it, but we actually see how they're going to save Balgo, by which we actually knew that ordinary citizens are forbidden of interacting with dragons, in which that is the number one rule, in which those who actually pass the test have granted permission to actually have direct contact, which of course they actually knew that Balgo actually broke that rule, which they actually saved him. Well, Nadi actually saved Balgo and Noel saving Osushi, but we actually see how they saw a witness, but they actually have the witness to do an exam by which the dragon contact probation, which actually having a exam done, which if a human actually did see a dragon, they will actually perform an exam by which they have a device that will allow them to show their tongue and scan it, which they actually show what level he actually have, by which we actually knew that Nutty actually is angry at Balgo for actually causing a chaos or ruckus, by the way. But we actually knew that they actually is going to go into action where they saw a dragon actually appeared, by which they actually got Balgo out of the way, so they actually going to battle the dragon, in which we actually seen Noel using spell number 4, Stun Ball, on the dragon, which stunned him, in which we actually see how that dragon actually stood back up, or not, but we actually knew that the dragon is dead, but he actually came back alive, in which the dragon is still, well, missing his head. But we actually get to see how they actually got their hands full because they're actually facing a dark dragon, by which they actually have the sign of Weatherford Street into a emergency dragon blockade. But we actually saw them go into red alert, so they actually see how they're going to defeat the dragon, by which we actually see how they're going to do that. But we actually see Noel and Nadi facing off the dragons, in which they actually came up close to the dragon, and they actually using a spell in which Noel told Balgo to take Osushi and run. So they're about to use spell number 75, which they actually knew the power that they're actually getting ready to use. Plus, they actually saw the council, otherwise known as the Magic Circle Core. Actually, the council, which they actually knew that they're about to use a spell that can actually defeat the dragon. But we don't know what the spell is, so they actually let him off without a warning. But they all now actually knew that Balgo is a dragon clan, so they actually will do everything they can to eliminate Balgo, since he actually is the Dragon Clan as well, in which we actually knew the members of the council. They will actually will have to order them to kill Balgo. During the first chapter of Burn the Witch, and I cannot wait to see how the movie is gonna be once it come out. So I actually am doing the live reaction of the trailer right now, so I cannot wait to see how the trailer is gonna be. So yeah, I cannot wait for the next chapter next weekend to come out. This video, subscribe for more, and comment what you think about the first chapter. You guys can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and my Facebook page. And you guys can also check out the live reaction of the trailer on the link below. Until then, this is Anime Guy Joining here saying signing out. Laters, and be safe.